Coordinated, episode 244, Outreach in October.
Greetings, AP coordinators. Derek Cometa here, Senior Director, AP Coordinator Experience for the AP program and former AP Coordinator.
And I'm Karli, School Counselor and AP Coordinator.
Thanks for joining us. This is Monday, October 7th, 2024. Yes, it's October already. The new school year is starting to seem not so new. Time is flying. Speaking of flying, no boarding pass needed for this conversation. Stay grounded. This is the place to be to hear all the latest and greatest in the world of AP coordinators.
Hey, is there an airport lounge just for AP coordinators? If not, can we get one started? Maybe a few. Paris, London, New York, Tokyo. I'll be happy to inspect them in person. Right after we record this episode, of course, because right now, it's time to get coordinated.
Good morning, Karli. I see you have the travel bug has bitten you again. You seem anxious for a vacation already.
Good morning, Derek. I am. I love to travel, though it's a little harder to do these days with my little one. But that said, no complaints. The school year's going well. I've definitely settled back into my groove as a school counselor and AP coordinator. I'm in a good place, so let's chat. What's on your mind?
October. October is on my mind. How about if we chat for a few minutes about what's going on in October for AP coordinators?
My favorite people in all of education. I like it. What do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about conflicts.
Oh, Derek, I'm a counselor. I'm used to dealing with conflicts. What kind of conflicts did you want to talk about?
How about students who may have potential conflicts with AP exams in the standard testing window during the first 2 full weeks of May? You know, those conflicts.
Okay, yes. So there's a couple situations that come immediately to mind. One example is a student who may have 2 exams on the exact same day and same time. That's a conflict. One of the exams will need to be moved to the late testing window. The other example is a student who may have a conflict with an athletic or academic event. It's a little early though. We don't always know those for sure this early in the school year. I mean, it's not like we can predict right now if our baseball team is going to make the playoffs or not.
Right. Good point. But good to be aware of that nonetheless, I think.
Absolutely. And for the students who have 2 exams on the same date and same time, we can take action now. We should eliminate the conflict by moving one of those exams to the late testing window. We can do that in AP registration and ordering. No need to wait. Might as well keep our exam orders clean and accurate right from the start. So that's one thing we can do in October to be prepared for next spring. A little advanced planning, Derek. 2 words I know you like.
Yes, love it. I'm also thinking about 2 other powerful words. 2 words that can spark a lot of emotion.
Careful, Derek. Don't get yourself fired here.
Right. Good point. The 2 words I'm thinking of are exam only.
Okay. Well, those are 2 powerful words.
And as they relate to October...
Well, this time of year, exam only means a couple things for us as AP coordinators. 1, we want to check with our own students to see if any of them are self-studying and want to take an additional AP exam for a course they are not currently enrolled in. This is important because we want to get those orders into AP registration and ordering now.
Absolutely. I know at my former school, this happened every year. Some students were native speakers of a language such as Spanish or Chinese. And sometimes these students wanted to take the AP Spanish language or AP Chinese exam without taking the course.
Right. We also want to think about students who don't attend our school. If possible, it's recommended that we contact homeschooled students and or virtual school students who may be interested in testing at our schools. Again, we're trying to do this now, early in the school year, to determine if we can support them. If yes, we want to try to include their exam orders now as well. We do this now to avoid any potential late order fees.
Always a best practice.
I can't speak for everyone, but I certainly do what I can to avoid them.
Great reminders, Karli. What else is going on in October for AP coordinators?
Well, I saved the best for last, and it's actually a date that's in November, not October.
Gee, let me guess.
Derek, it's all about November 15th, 2024, as if you didn't know.
Yeah, I may have heard about that date a time or two, but let's not trust my memory. Please tell us more.
So this key date, November 15th, 2024, is actually a key deadline, and it's at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, to be exact. This is the final ordering deadline for all full year and fall semester AP courses. It's also the deadline for the exam-only sections that we just talked about. Most exam orders submitted after this date will incur an additional $40 per exam late order fee.
Yes.
And Derek, it feels like we never talk about this enough, but schools can submit their order in September or October or early November. It doesn't have to be November 15th. We can submit and update, if needed, all the way up until November 15th without any penalty in terms of fees.
Yep, you bring up a great point there. Absolutely. Please do consider submitting your order in AP registration and ordering as soon as it's ready. And then, if you do need to adjust, no problem. As Karli said, we have until November 15th to take care of anything that comes up unexpectedly. November 15 is definitely the deadline to remember for the fall, and definitely the one that requires the most preparation and organization. Hence, this conversation, outreach in October.
Agreed. And Derek, now that I'm fully awake and warmed up, I'm ready.
Oh boy, I figured this was coming. All right, everyone, get ready. Here comes Karli's fastball question of the week.
Okay, Derek, let's say I'm interested in getting a little support as I get ready for November 15th. Or let's say I pretty much know what I'm doing, but just have a couple questions. Or let's just say I'm lonely as the only AP coordinator on campus. After all, I'm the only one who really knows what's going on here. What can you offer me? How can you help me, Derek? Derek?
Sorry, I was busy ducking the fastball that you just threw at my head there. In case you did not know, it's kind of hard to type and duck at the same time. Give me a second. Done. All right. The show notes are updated and ready to go. So let's start with this. Thank you. Thank you for that great set of questions, Karli. Here's what I would say. First, if you are an AP coordinator and you are feeling very social, please consider attending Chat with a Coordinator. These Zoom chats will be exactly what you're looking for. Now, if you're feeling a little less social, you might want to consider using the AP Coordinator community. You can still engage with colleagues. You just get to do it in writing instead of vocally. And if you're feeling a little antisocial, and that's okay. No judgment. I feel that way myself sometimes. Please consider using the videos of the back to school workshop for AP coordinators and the playlist of short videos on how to use AP registration and ordering. Those videos are very helpful. So lots of resources, lots of help and guidance, and lots of ways to engage depending on your personal preference. Whew. How's that sound, Karli?
Sounds pretty good to me. And it sounds like our episode call to action. Fellow AP coordinators, now is the time to get organized and get those orders submitted for our AP exams. And if you want to talk about it, if you have questions, if you just want to double check that you haven't missed anything, please check the show notes for all the different ways to engage with the AP Coordinator Experience team. It's time for outreach in October. It's time to get organized in October. It's time to be, coordinated.
Thanks, everyone, for joining the conversation today. Thanks to you, Karli, as always. And please join us next week on the podcast. Everyone, we will be deep in the heart of Texas for a special interview that you won't want to miss.
Ooh, can't wait. I'll be sure to polish my cowboy boots and work on my Texas accent. Got to make the guests feel welcome. Until then, fellow AP coordinators, for all our continued support of AP students. Yep, our support. AP coordinators, we are truly good as gold.
And maybe I just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's so. I'm good as gold.
AP coordinators, despite your best intentions, did you miss out on the AP Coordinator Back to School Workshop?
Fear not. The Back to School Workshop is now available on YouTube.
That's right. And we have 2 on-demand videos available. One for new AP coordinators and one for those with a little more experience.
Or watch them both.
Great idea. Check out the show notes for a link to the videos.
Or you can go to collegeboard.org/AP Coordinator Experience. That's collegeboard.org/AP Coordinator Experience.
Get your popcorn ready. This is one more summer blockbuster you won't want to miss.